Hello again! Hi, I'm Jordan Nunez and welcome to my channel. For all my old friends who know me as Good Mud, welcome back. And for all my new friends, hello, welcome. Now, just as a quick recap, I used to do ceramics in my home studio, like right down the hall, right down the hall, down there. Hence the name, Good Mud, mud, clay, ceramics. But I don't do that anymore because in the time since my last YouTube video, whenever that was posted, I have no idea actually, I birthed a baby and she's now 10 months old. There hasn't really been a lot of time for me to have two babies, Clay and the baby. Really hard to find the time to go down the hall and work on something really finicky and just hope that everything's gonna dry nicely, you know, the whole rigmarole. That it was just time. And on probably an even more important note, I need that room. Currently, my daughter Winona is sleeping in our room, and that works fine for right now, but she's almost a year old. She will be come April, and we are gonna need some space. So I'm not going to have access to a formal entire makerspace like that in my house for a while. And that's okay. That's just the season of life. With that said, I am super excited to be doing sewing. I have always wanted to sew my whole life, and finally I was given the opportunity to learn, and I am so excited. It has been just so much fun, much more forgiving than clay, by far. And also it's something that I can do kind of in this common area of my home while my daughters, both my 10-month-old and my 9-year-old, while they're playing, while we're all together, it's very easy for me to just post up and work on something rather than before where I would have to kind of be in my own space because clay dust is really pretty dangerous if you're not careful with it. So yeah, I'm having just a really wonderful time and I'm excited to be back here with you guys. And you know what? Not to like get too into the weeds right now, you can maybe read between the lines here. Joy is important right now. Art is important right now. Silly little things that make you smile are important. They're important. And for me, at this time, it's sewing, it's being with my family, it's connecting with you guys again. I hope for you that you can find something that is joyful and fun and creative. So, what I'd love to do for my first video back in is talk about all the sewing projects I've finished in 2025 so far. And it is January 28th, so it's been 1 month of my first ever sewing ever in my life. And here's what I've made. We can get into my very first project. It was called the Bestie Bag. Let's get it pulled up here. It was the Bestie Bag by Blackbird Fabrics. And unfortunately, I started the project without thinking ahead, like, oh, I'm gonna need a zipper, or really it was the zipper. There's no or, it was just the zipper. I did not realize, even though I knew I was making a zipper bag, that I would probably need a zipper. I guess I was just relying on my old girlfriend Joanne, you know, down the street to have what I need. And she did not. She definitely did not. The bag is incomplete. And also, I've learned a lot even since that project just a couple weeks ago, that I'm not super thrilled with how it's looking right now. I think I could do it a lot better, even restarting right now. Like you'll notice the thread that I used was accidentally white and it should have been red. You know, just little things, but it's contrast stitching. That could be on purpose, I guess. At any rate, I think I am gonna finish this first iteration of the bag just because, I don't know, maybe there's more pitfalls down the road that I don't know about. I've never done a zipper, so that's something. I have the zipper now, so I could finish this, and then I'll know for my next Bestie Bag the parts that I need to be careful on. So I think that's my plan there. But anyway, this is the Bestie Bag by Blackbird Fabrics, and it was really fun to do, at least to this point that I know of. Okay, now the next project that I finished, and I was so, I can't believe that this was like my first completed project ever, because everybody says, oh, when you're a beginner sewist, you should make pillowcases or tote bags or things like that. And that's fine. That's fine. Those are fun things. And if you're into that, yes, do it. But for me, it's really important that I am making things I'm really excited about, even if I'm a beginner, because that's what's going to keep me coming back to it and trying to get better, is if I'm actually really excited about the project. And at this time, I'm not excited about pillowcases or simple tote bags, but I was really excited about this super, super cute quilted vest called the Ruby Vest by Sydney Graham. The pattern was so easy to follow, even for a beginner. It was, I guess, technically my second time quilting, because I also attempted to quilt the Bestie Bag. But my first time quilting like a wearable garment piece. Her tutorials were super straightforward. I'm just so proud. I've worn it, oh my gosh, I don't even know how many times I've worn it already, but I've worn it a lot, like a lot. Way more than some of the clothes that I've gone out and purchased. And I've only had this thing less than a month. But I'm so proud of myself, and I think it's so cute, and it's reversible. So there you go. Can't lose. You can't lose. All right, the next project I made, it was my coffee cup sling, my little coffee sling. And I have it right here. Oh, it's so cute. I added the bows. The bows were not part of the pattern, but I made 2 of them because my husband Derek wanted one. So for our little coffee dates, and I wanted to differentiate that mine was different. Mine is Precious, and his is a coffee cup sling. They're both cute, but come on, it's Precious. It's a little baby, a little baby. I followed this pattern from OJAYROOM. There are a couple other cup pattern sleeves. This one does not fit like my to-go thermos, like my home thermos at all. So if that's important to you, maybe don't use this pattern or adjust it or whatever. But it does fit perfectly. Little cafe hot coffee cups, and that's exactly what I wanted it for, was for walking my daughter down the street in her little stroller to the coffee shop at the end of our neighborhood and just grabbing a little latte to go. That's what I wanted, because the cup holder on my stroller is massive, and the coffees would always slide through to a point where I was convinced it was just not a good idea. So, Latte Sling, yes. My next projects that I made, I got on a bit of a kick. So I found this creator, Carmen Christine, and she makes the cutest, most fun little accessories I've ever seen in my life. And so the first thing I did was I worked on her squiggle pattern, which was a little scrunchie. Here's my little scrunchie. And then I was like, wow, that was really fun. Let's do it again. So then I made this scrunchie in red, the same scrunchie. And my daughter, my older daughter, decided that that was for her. It's her scrunchie. And I agree with her. It is her scrunchie. So she got to keep this. But then I also wanted a red scrunchie. So I made it in the really big version. And this is so cute. I loved it. And it was so much fun to put together that I did it again. So I have 2 huge scrunchies for cute little buns. See? Do you see the vision? You see how cute that? It's like a little axolotl. You know, they got those frills. Yeah, it's cute. So yeah, so I made just so many scrunchies. But it was fun. I liked doing it. And now I can honestly say I could probably do that in my sleep, just about. Great pattern. So much fun. That is everything that I've made so far, which I don't need you to tell me. That's a lot. For just 1 month as my first ever sewing machine, go ahead, go run, whatever. That's a lot. That's a lot. But I'm not stopping yet. I have a whole list of things that I'm looking forward to making, and I'm going to tell you about them. I think the very next thing I'm going to make is another Carmen Christine, and she calls it her wiggle. It's the same kind of squiggly, fun pattern, but a headband. Hello, that's so cute. I'll probably end up making 2 because I bet my older daughter is going to want one as well. So we're gonna make one of those. We're gonna see how that goes. After that, even though I just ragged on like tote bags and pillowcases, I am gonna make a tote bag. I am gonna make one by the same maker as the coffee cup sling I made, OJAYROOM Patterns. This is her Ruffle Big Bag pattern, and I think it's adorable. And I want to practice ruffles, and so this seems like a really approachable way that I can at least dip my toe into those waters, so to speak, into the ruffle waters. After that, I think I'm gonna start looking ahead towards spring and summer, because where I live, it does not stay cold for very long at all. The first thing that I'm gonna make, that I really, really wanna make, is a 3-tiered maxi skirt. Kind of like this little Pinterest inspiration I have. I haven't quite yet decided which pattern I'm gonna use yet. I don't think I wanna start self-drafting just yet, so I do wanna find a pattern for this, but I have a really cute, like a sage green gingham that I wanna do it in, so we'll see what I can figure out there. After that, I do think I'm gonna try out this Playdress pattern. Super cute. I would love to be able to source like a vintage tablecloth to use for this. So we might hold off and wait on this pattern until I have the right fabric for it, because I do want it to be a very quirky, goofy little thing. After that, I think I'm gonna try my hand at some shorts. Some elastic waistband shorts. I'm not trying to get crazy. I don't want them to be like crazy fitted with buttons and zippers and all that. No. I just want some super cute little ruffly little shorties. Kind of like these. Which is exactly why I'm going to practice the ruffle on that tote bag, because I always find, as if I'm like a seasoned sewer, but what I found so far is if I practice it on what feels like a lower stakes thing, like a bag, like my quilting on my bag and then my quilting on my vest, if I practice the skill first on something lower stakes, it feels less scary when I do it when it counts. So I'm gonna practice my ruffle on that tote bag, and then I'm gonna try it on my shorts. I also wanna make some baby stuff and some bigger kids stuff. Noni, my little baby, Winona, her birthday is coming up in April, and so I plan on making her some little party hats, some little decorations, some stuff like that. We'll see how that goes. But for now, I'm just gonna keep chipping away at some of these things that make me really excited to do. And of course, like all things, I am giving myself license and subject to change my mind at literally any time because that's what it's all about. I'm just here to have fun. With all that said, that's what I've made, and that's what I'm gonna make, and this is where I'm at. I'm just in my house, no longer in my studio, and that's okay. I'm actually pretty okay with it. Ta-ta for now. Till next time. Thanks for being here. I hope you liked it. I hope that we had fun together. And come back for more.